So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and after an amazing set from one of the EXO boys, Mr. Dash will be getting into the one who leads it versus the one who left. What kind of drama is gonna be coming our way, especially as we have the person in question in the cast with us. So introducing first, on the southeast side, it is the man, the myth, the coach himself, eXoBLaZeR. And of course, who the hell is this guy? I don't really care about him. You can introduce him yourself.
Yeah, it's the one who leave EXO behind.
Ah, damn, savage.
XtinC. Former EXO player.
Damn, and
Yeah.
what's your name?
Yeah, I'm XtinC. By the way. Hi.
Shit, that's you. That's you. So amazing, guys. We are gonna have both the caster be the player. And how are you doing this right now? How are you playing and casting at the same time? What is this? What is this? Oh my god.
It's called APM. It's called
APM.
actions per minute.
Ah,
I can
shit.
do.
That's
I
amazing.
can multitask.
That's amazing. So Terran versus Zerg though. And of course these two players know each other. Jokes aside, XtinC coming in from the EXO clan before. BATTLETAG of course has been leading Team eXoBLaZeR for forever, has been really one of the granddaddies, one of the respected figures in the StarCraft Philippines scene, and has always been there as the coach of course the Cebu program as well as the SEA Games itself, and has been such a good leader. In the meantime, XtinC, he had a pretty good run overall, making it to the top 4, I believe, on Cebu, top 2 in WESG. Right now, he's been flattering a little bit that he's close to getting demoted to gold to diamond for some reason. So, maybe this is a little bit of resurgence. And what is the plan here, XtinC? You're going for that hatchery first, I believe, and that pool gonna be really synced up standard start so far. But what makes you go hatchery first every single time?
I basically just want to play reactive, depending on my opponent. I don't really like to go aggressive because I feel like it depends on your opponent. If your opponent's defense really good, you're dead. So basically, I want to be that defending person.
And it seems like you're very into the macro. BATTLETAG though, also very defensive BATTLETAG, pretty old school stuff. You go for that bunker down below, but it really is just pretty much the safest way to go for the bio push knight now. Now there are two options of course with bio. You can go for that 3 racks immediately and go for 1-2 bases. You can go for that racks into the factory to get that tech up and consider getting that starport after a few expansions here and there. But 2 bases right now for BATTLETAG, 3 bases for XtinC. It seems like we are gonna get a pretty big economic game for both sides.
Yeah, it's a very old opening here for BATTLETAG, going for double marine instead of Reaper marine, which is usually the meta right now. So he's gonna go for, I think, a very economic build here.
And it's interesting, sometimes you do go for the Reaper then the bunker before the Marine. It allows you to be a lot safer, but still gets that scouting. And there you go, BATTLETAG is literally playing blind. He doesn't really care what you're doing, XtinC. He's like, okay, I know that this guy is just gonna go for bases and bases anyway. I've had this guy under my wing for so long, and he is just gonna be playing that macro game also. He's going for a 3rd base, he's going for the refinery this late into the party. So it really just goes to show that for BATTLETAG, he's playing a very, very tech-focused build right now, with the bunker in the middle to really protect him from any kind of run-bys that you will not really do at any point in time soon.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a very early 3rd CC, and this is the more economic opening here for the Terran. Usually you go 1-1-1 and then 3rd CC. Instead, he goes for 1-1 CC, then starport.
Yep, it's really economic focus. It's really for tech focus, but he's not going for the starport. He's getting that 2nd racks up and running. So it seems like he's going to be looking for those upgrades, looking for that production. Wouldn't be surprised to see that reactor tech actually come for the barracks here. So it is going to be 3 racks right now on 2 base. Make that 3 base actually as soon as the command center is up. And it's really interesting. You usually go for 2 base 3 racks, right? And then you go for 5 base 3 rack, 5 racks 3 base rather. And in a scenario like this, BATTLETAG is just gonna be above and beyond the curve. But I feel like when he's too focused on the economy, it really doesn't feel that these racks can actually keep up with your income because Marines are very cheap.
Yeah, I mean, since he's not really taking that much gas right now, he's only up for 2 gas. So he's gonna be having a lot of marines, a lot of minerals, and marines are really good on spending their minerals on.
I think it's gonna be a full Marine focus here onto the bio side. And interesting enough, since XtinC is getting a little information there, he sees that there are 3 bases, he's 3 the 3 racks, but something to note though, he's not going for that Roach Warren. And why aren't you going for the Roach Warren right now? I do think like if you see a lot of Marines there, it'd be very helpful to get those very tough creatures. But why are we still sticking on the Ling Tech? Or we're going for Banes as well, which is of course are really strong. But all I gotta say is, what are the decisions right now making you turn it into the Ling Bane Fiesta?
Actually, Banes are actually very good against.
Yeah, of course. That's pretty obvious. And the thing about it is, right, you're not seeing Marauders at all since you see the three racks, 3 command center. So is it really just all about the Banelings right now? No need to go for roaches?
I think I'm actually confident in defending his attack with just pure Queen Lane Bane. Because Queens are actually very good in defending early pushes about like between up until 6-minute mark. So anything beyond that, you need an extra check. You need either roaches or you need Banes. And right now, since I know it's gonna be a pure bio, I'm gonna go for Banes instead.
Yeah, and I get it a lot. Like I bring up the roaches because you're not gonna be dealing with Marauders per se, but at the same time, of course, when the Marines have that +1/+1, which especially the BATTLETAG is double pumping right now, which is even more scary than usual. I do understand that the matchup isn't gonna work out, so the Baneling's gonna be such a big boon, especially since they have been nerfed against armored units, but still do the same amount on light. So you are gonna be looking to go for the Banelingness, and do you even have that lair tech? That's gonna be the real question. Yes, you do. So the hooks are gonna be going online soon. There we go again with the macro hatch. Interesting, you're going to macro hatch here. Do you feel like you can be more decisive with more units rather than getting a potential 5th base?
Because he's with his build, he is about to attack about between 7 to 8-minute mark. So you actually, I'm not confident with my injects per se because sometimes I actually forget them. So what I do is I build an extra hatch on my base for a macro.
Oh my god, no! Oh, that was pretty good. Okay, that wasn't the best, but damn, that dropped into Doom. And I've seen that a lot with the Banelings, just waiting for people to show up and just die. It's something, as you said, you know, you have this hatchery just for safekeeping, make sure everything is fine. And Daddy Drilling Claw is going to be going online. And BATTLETAG right now will be sticking on with the 3 base with a great wall of supply of depots here on the north side. But damn, good usage there of the Banelings. Really getting some value there.
Yeah, I think he wasn't actually looking when he's dropping these Marines. You need to, if you're trying to drop like that, you need to constantly looking at your drop because sometimes they're just trying to move in with Banes there to kill those Marines.
And it's just, as soon as you get a drop on, and there's just so many of them, it just will be high time to really get things done. But here comes a flood of Lings. There's the Banes as well as the Zergans doing all they can. What is the plan though with Roly Bully Olis? Not really the best on the supply depot, but we will take it. And now XtinC gonna be backing on that, losing the Banes, but at least the Zergans do survive to force out that uproots.
Yeah, and he's going for Bio Mine. So actually, this is actually very good against my composition, which is a Pureling Bane. So if I actually saw going for mines, I actually want to transition into Hydras.
And that's
Hydras are very good against mines because they're long range and they can attack from afar.
And I believe Hydras aren't really too shabby, especially with the bio. It's a good complementary unit, of course, alongside the Banes and the Lings. So overall, it's a very light-based composition here for Mr. XtinC. Now, we're not gonna see any kind of real transition into mech anytime soon, but interesting enough, we got 2 factories. One of them actually even that tech lab. In any case, though, we have a few Hellbats into play as well. They are effective with the Medivacs, to say the least. And that's a really quick reaction there from BATTLETAG. As soon as he sees the flood of Lings coming, it is just the XtinC saying, "Oh, that door is in my face."
Yeah, if you're Zerg, actually, you want to try to constantly have a run by to be able to do damage because you need to utilize those links. If you have +2 links, you need to utilize them as soon as possible because they deal tremendous amount of damage, especially to workers.
Is as soon as you get into the middle line, everything is just gonna go ham. There we go, though, with a little bit of damage there. Widowmine's already burrowed on in, and a good catch here from XtinC so far. Widowmine will get the transition on, he gets a little bit of the hit. The Hydra's trying to get on the way because of that concussive shell from Brother slowing them down. Scans are into play though, and BATTLETAG will survive, but that was a really good initiation there from you.
Yeah, I mean, but right now, as in right now, Blazer still has the lead in army count. So at any point in this given time, it can shift to his favor right away. Depends
Here
on
we
the
go,
master.
another fight though. Bailey's trying to get on through. They get rid of the Hellbats immediately, and this is gonna be still BATTLETAG trying to get on the way. Widowmine still get the lure. Here we go right now with a cascade on yet again, but the Bailey's are now gonna be finding a little bit more in the book in the front line. A few Marauders still tagging things up, and XtinC and BATTLETAG with the push pull as we see a creep tumor getting accelerated to move nowhere but the map.
Yeah, I wonder if the creep accelerated. It's in there.
Yeah, like the worm actually goes faster. There we go with the mines, but very, very good there from BATTLETAG, actually, from XtinC rather. He's able to bring the lock onto the south side, and that saves a lot of his units on the north instead. In any case, though, the Hydra's going for the push again. Bailey starts now connecting off Brother there, and really is just push-pull timings here from both BATTLETAG as well as XtinC. It really feels like whoever makes the bigger mistake first will lose out in this game.
Yeah, the army count is somewhat even. So it depends really on the micro of each of the players.
Ooh, no, the Baneling still actually getting rid of the Widow Mines there. Tit for tat scenario. Baneling is now going to be in the play. +2 is online there for BATTLETAG as well as XtinC. And here goes more and more of these Banes transitioned over to the west hand side though. And this is just XtinC saying, this is why I'm leaving your team. This is why I am going to push on. And this is why I don't have the eXoBLaZeR under my name anymore, because these Hydras still sticking on with the needle spines, just like the backstab that XtinC did to poor BATTLETAG and his itty bitty heart.
One by on third.
Run by on third, I don't really care. Oh, damn. That was actually pretty good. We've been focusing on the action. I've been focusing on the drama. And GG is called after the run by.
Yeah, it's 47 SCV. I think I killed a lot of SCVs there.
There. It's okay. The drama is more important. And the third run by you just casually mentioned leads to the victory. Could have been very interesting. But as we said, whoever fakes the first mistake. And since XtinC got the economic damage, he will take the lead there. We're moving on to game number 2 very, very shortly. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is game number 2 between the grudge match between these two players. Introducing first on the southwest side, the man on a mission to just whoop some ass against the disciple who has left us there. It is our blue Terran eXoBLaZeR, and on the top right, it is the traitor himself, yung nang iiwan. My co-caster also, it's our yellow Zerg, Team Dragon XtinC. Damn. Ice cold, Mr. Kent. Ganun ka palang klaseng tao. You win the game, and you're also leaving people behind. It really just goes to show success sometimes gets to the head of people sometimes, you know?
No, I don't. I live peacefully. Like I said, I'm going to join a different team from now on, and he's okay with it. We're friends.
Are you sure though? Like deep down, you can feel the hatred, but deep down, we are going to be getting our standard builds yet again. Hatchery first here for XtinC as per usual. Extractor, pool, all in time. In the meantime, we got BATTLETAG going for that standard Brax, and welcome back to Bio versus Bio. My name is Daks, joining me about is XtinC, and we are on Ice and Chrome. Now I have a question for you, Mr. XtinC. On the 2 macro-based maps, which are Ice and Chrome as well as Pillars of Gold, which one do you like better and why?
Going for the third base.
Basta, like, ano mas trip mo map, basically? Ice and Chrome or Pillars of Gold?
I think I like Pillars of Gold more. Yeah.
What's the issue about Ice and Chrome? Okay, what's the issue though about Ice and Chrome then? It's really interesting. You have one, like, you can pick the open base on the 3rd or the open base on the 4th. It's just, it's just interesting.
I actually have the habit of expanding downward if I'm on in a straight line and on adjacent to my base. So if you're gonna follow that, it's only 4 base on my side. The next base is on the side of the Terran, which is a very dangerous place to get your 5th base. So it's gonna kind of disrupts the flow of my buildings. So I like the other map more
Okay.
instead of ice.
Because people say really in Ice and Chrome, it's either you get the safe third, which you keep talking about, which you're taking right now, or you can get the very unsafe third, which is on a lot more exposed spots, but it allows you to get a safe fourth relatively. It's just down below there. But I do understand you want to be on a perpendicular motion, and it's of course better to get a safe third rather than a safe fourth per se, in a way. And you are going to be looking to just get creep spread on into the front line. You already have your links, you have the scouting information that you need. It is going to be 2 base versus 2 base yet again. It's actually 3 base right now for the Zerg, but it is going to be high time for BATTLETAG to play the 1-1-1 setup rather than what he did earlier on.
So attack lab here on the barracks. So I think this is gonna be, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a banshee. Okay, maybe with that tech lab.
The tech lab here for the racks might be that stim pack, it might be that Banshee, as you said, because that starport is pretty early into this one. The 1-1-1 isn't as popular as it was before, and it really is very, very interesting to see a starport being built by the 3.5 minute mark, and it seems like that is going to be the case, but XtinC gonna be scouting. It's creeping closer. This Overlord is gonna get there eventually, and we'll be able to spot out lone racks, we'll be able to spot out the factory, and we'll be able to spot out a green glowing glow on that tech lab.
Yeah, I mean this is one of the most standard ways to play against Zerg. You go for six to eight Hellions, and with the Banshee Cloak. It's very very good, and you can actually caught the Zerg off guard with this build. Sometimes Terran even actually goes for what do you call this, armory. You go for Hellas because this push is actually very very strong.
Yeah, I love Hellion timings. I feel like they're very, very effective in so many ways. But I'm really not a fan, per se, of the... Why are you pinging yourself? I'm really not a fan of Banshee Cloak, in all honesty. It feels for me a very outdated build, and I've never really seen it do the biggest success whatsoever. It is really interesting timings, though, and it really is forcing a reaction, per se. But I also think it's a pretty interesting investment just for a little bit of impact. But you can say the same thing about Stargate units for Protoss, so... And I've recently learned to appreciate that a lot more than usual, so maybe I'm just, maybe I'm just not really appreciating the build as much as I would like. But that's really my opinion about Banshee Cloak, per se. I do think there's so many other things that are better.
I think for me, I think the better opening is to go for Liberators. I mean, I think Liberators are actually better on killing drones and hurting the economy of the Zerg instead of the Banshees. But the Banshees actually helps you control the economy of the Zerg in different ways. I mean, you can kill drones, yes, but another thing is you make the Zerg need to get detection. He can't skip on spores. He can't skip on not getting the lair earlier because he needs overseers. He needs overseers. He needs spores. I guess Liberator you can actually defend it with just 2 queens and some I think 2 spores on the first and the third base. But with Banshees you need 3 spores, and actually for me I like to put a spore in the on the middle of the second and the third to be able to defend on the middle part, because sometimes Terran wants to go run by between that focal point there, and it actually hurts the Zerg really really hard because you will be able to disrupt the unit flow from the third and the second.
Yeah, it's basically a lot of intel in your way. So I understand. It's a really good point actually about it. It is higher tiers of tech being forced out versus higher tiers of tech forced out. But my counterpoint there is you'd go for the lair anyway. Eventually, you're gonna be going for spore crawlers eventually anyway. So it just hastens up the process. But it does kind of punish greed. It does all mitigates like super fast expansions in a way. So it's good for that in all honesty. BATTLETAG though, trying to go for that third base. It's the unsafe one, and XtinC easily cashing that one out. Bash is now used for the defense. Already got 1 kill there. Has the cloak available, but basically a unit right now hanging on back. I do like the support unit. There should be a Raven in position as well. Anti-armor gonna be a big game changer later on into the fight. And can't really go wrong with that auto-turret harassment, but really good defense so far here from XtinC, trying to get halfway through the map.
Yeah, I think it's actually fairly easy to spread your creep in this map. I think because it's just one straight line. There's no ledges. There's no weird stuff that you need to go. So yeah.
Yeah, one diagonal is all you need sometimes, but BlaZeR gonna be looking for that fourth potential base, even going for the racks as well. It feels like though for XtinC, he just wants to make the life of BlaZeR a lot more difficult. And XtinC in a pretty good lead right now, almost double the army count, a big lead on the work count as well. That's one full base, I believe. And it's 4 base versus 3, so our Zerg gonna be a pretty good spot so far. Roach is gonna be into play as well. And for XtinC, he needs to apply that pressure right now if he wants to keep this lead up and really pile on and prevent BlaZeR from coming back into this one.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I believe it's gonna be Mech. He's researching Blue Flame as we speak. And their stores are already out.
Yeah, that's a lot of factories actually here. It's 5 facts. It is gonna be mech gameplay right here, right now. And you know, for a Zerg, you are in the lead, but it's pretty much your standard league by this point, right? You apply pressure with the Zerglings, you take map control, and you are expected to be in a spot like this. Because if you're not, you're gonna be in trouble. But here comes XtinC right now, going on to both the west as well as the east sides. A little bit of a run by here, can actually make an opening, and that is gonna be supply depot opened up to allow this natural to just get sieged on. Opportunity, infiltration, but XtinC a little too greedy, trying to get to that main base, goes to the bunker rather than SCVs. And in all honesty, not the best run by I've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, his defenses are on point on that time. I didn't actually expect that there's a bunker on the mineral line.
In any case though, it was good infiltration. Unfortunately, just really panned out, a little too greedy to get that information. And what does XtinC actually know? He knows this is a factory build. He has the Nidus network available. Can be really interesting to see those swarm hosts later on if need be. But we are going to be getting +2/+2 on the attacking side. When you are going for both +2 on melee as well as range, you're going against mech and you really just want to kill these units as quick as can be. Carapace isn't really going to help you too much compared to against Bio. But speaking of XtinC right now, he is just set up on the low ground and has a pretty good bulk of Roaches, Ravagers, and Bailings. And here comes reinforcements from the Nidus Worm.
When usually my favorite style when I'm against mech is I go for swarm host.
Yeah, I've seen that before and already going for it. Especially with the Nidus network. Here we go though with a little bit of harassment. It's though. BlaZeR will have that planetary fortress set up there on the top left. And another command center right now. I think BlaZeR will be going for a 4th and even a 5th. A lot of expansions right now from Matern, really trying to catch up on the econ department. And it's a 5-worker lead because XtinC decided to go for a pretty good killing blow already with 105 supply on the army count. But here we go already with the fight. There is going to be the infestation hits, enabling the swarm host to play on into this one. And the Nidus Worm is waiting for that pickup delivery. Ravagers right now going to bow, but still it's a pretty bulky tank line, especially with the Thor and the siege tank set up in that spot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whack-a-mole here with the swarm host with the Endonitis.
Really is, and BlaZeR will need to react in time or he will lose out this battle of attrition, but already he's losing out a big chunk of the army. And here comes XtinC looking for a little bit more of the push. Double the army count right now, trying to get on through to the other side. One more local swarm should be able to do it, but these Banshees are not unstoppable without that anti-air whatsoever.
And Banshees are MVP here actually. I mean, I can't really push out because we're trying to win everything by minutes.
So where is your anti-air? Were you only relying on queens by this point? It really feels like you should have something a little more by this point in time.
Yeah, in this scenario, my anti-air usually is going to be queens. Unless the Terran goes for BCs, you need Spire to get those corruptors.
You need corruptors, that's for sure. That's really, really important. But hey, you know, scratch that thought real quick because XtinC, it is time for your favorite kind of gameplay against mech. As we said, Locust Brigade gonna be going over to the south side, really hampering this and getting a little bit of that information as well as attention. Now the Locust getting cleaned up, but the Roaches and the Ravagers are in position. Here we go with the battle right now, looking for the connection yet again. Overseers are hammered by the missile turret. But overall, with this push here from XtinC, he gets in the face of those siege tanks and they will go down. The battle right now looking for connection. The Banshee's able to dash away in time, but still these are very acceptable losses for the Zerg. And this is just XtinC steamrolling with almost 5k in the back. What are we even doing with those minerals by this point, mate?
Yeah, you just go for non-stop aggression here. You just spawn another Locust wave, then you go for more Roaches and Lays.
Huge confusion. Yeah, and that was a big transfusion there to keep that queen alive. Unfortunately for XtinC right now, he won't really have that detection, but this is just the infestation really looking to get rid of that planetary force. Spot again connecting. BATTLETAG right now is just running out of room to breathe. And with how 49 work, this is looking really bad here for our Terran because the pressure is non-stop. And here we go again with another Nice Worm.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to pump out units right away. And this unit composition by the Zerg is actually the most cost efficient way on dealing mech.
It really is. You're not even touching your money by this point. You're going for the links because you have nothing really else to replace. And you can just get those free units every single time from the Swarm Host. It is very, very annoying, but it really just is all about getting that micro, getting the catch onto those Swarm Hosts to begin with. But right now, it's not going to happen. And look how quickly these planetary forces will die. There is no time like the present, and there is no surviving whatsoever. Another base will go down. BATTLETAG forced to go for the liftoff yet again. And he just doesn't have the army right now to contest you by this point. These Banshee Brigade is trying all it can and more. Night Swarm right now getting back into play. And the Queens are just hanging out. The creep is creeping on closer and closer. The cloak making a key difference, sure, but really for XtinC right now with the battle, it can make a big difference, and these rocks are getting in the way. And GG is called. BATTLETAG will be dropping on down. XtinC will take this one. Okay na muna ang BO3 kasi it's a 2-0 here for XtinC, showing off why he's moved on to another team.
That's harsh.
You're harsh, bro. You backstabbed everyone, and you were like, "I'm gone. I will win." But all jokes aside, we're just trying to steer some drama, and I do believe that between XtinC and BATTLETAG, it's been a brotherhood in the game for quite a while already, and it just goes to show Mr. XtinC has learned a lot from under the EXO banner, and he's able to prove it by beating out BATTLETAG there. So any key points for that game, Mr. XtinC, especially how you won that one out? Again, the infestation pits, enabling those farm hosts, it's all about the Nidus network there. Really just goes to show you have an understanding of the matchup. But where do you think it really went right for you in the whole best of 3?
I think I just had the proper engagements during our games, because even though, as you can see, the supply is in my favor on the first few minutes, it's actually pretty even since mech units are very strong. They can deal a lot of damage, especially the splash damage, but it really depends on the micro ability of the Zerg. If you be able to micro properly, if you be able to trade efficiently, you'll be able to win against mech. And that's basically the only thing I want new Zerg players out there to learn when they're dealing mech, because I believe mech is actually very strong uh, around diamond below leagues.
Yeah, okay. It's a really good point. And in all honesty, mech is bulky. And of course, Bio needs that micro. It really just is for every single Terran player. You find where you're comfortable with, you pick Bio, you mech, and you roll with it as much as possible, and you learn the other style if you need to. Really just goes to show, XtinC has learned a lot, and hopefully, he puts on better performances so he doesn't drop down to gold to diamond. That has been, though, our BO3, and that is XtinC taking a 2-0 win.